to no good again with his battle-ready armor with blasting cannons of action and launching catapult. The heroic Optimus Prime back also with another battle-ready base with launching catapult and blazing gun action. Collect them all. These bot shots are ready to fill up your stockings, and I guarantee you cannot go wrong. So let's send these suckers into action. Bot shots brought to you by Hasbro. Batteries not included.
Dude, where do you keep getting these bargain bins?
Why don't you don't worry about it?
But, I mean, you spent hours in that lab building this guy. What's your fascination with this thing?
Trying to bypass gold plastic syndrome.
At least I didn't have gold plastic syndrome.
Do you not remember your G2 GoBot?
Oh, yeah. That thing. Yeah, that's why you don't have it.
Are these new color change Transformers friend or foe?
Only one way to find out! Decepticon!
Color change Transformers transform from cool cars to awesome robots. Then you blast them with hot water to find out whose side they're on.
Decepticon!
Transformers Generation 2. Color change cars each sold separately.
Hey, it's me, Plasticon, wishing you guys a happy holiday. Also going to let you guys know the details of the contest I have going. Some people are still a little confused. First off, you have to subscribe. Second off, comment. That's it. Simple. You can follow me on Twitter and on Facebook if you feel like it. And also I have a secondary YouTube. You can check that one out as well. But it's the contest for these guys. Just letting you guys know what the rules are. Anyhow, happy holidays. You guys have fun. And happy hunting on your bots. Catch you guys later.
Dude, it looks like Monstructor's been on steroids, man. Steroids. Steroids are good for you.
The kids are watching.
On second thought, scratch that. Drugs are bad, okay? Oh yeah, and eat your Wheaties, like he did.
Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today, we are going to cover something that's a little bit obscure, kind of obscure in two different ways. One, it's a knockoff. Two, it's oversized. Well, three, I guess. I customized it. So, laugh at my paint. I don't care. Anyway, we are going to review Monstructor, aka Dinoking. Yes. I picked this guy up off of eBay a while back, and he's not a bad bot, really. I decided to do the whole repaint thing because I didn't really care for the color scheme that it actually came in. And to be honest, I can't care for Monstructor's actual paint scheme, so I had to go with Dinoking. So let's get on to the bots right over here. Shall we? Let's. Here are the bots that combine and build Monstructor, aka Dinoking. If you guys know anything about the actual transformation of these guys, they actually are supposed to transform into bots and they turn into beasts, and then the beasts form into the Pretender shells. I wasn't a big fan of those shells anyway. Not knocking them at all. They're a great idea for some people that like them, but it's just something I couldn't get into. Anyhow, we're going to go ahead and start reviewing the bots that I have here. First off, let's start out with Bird Brain. Here's Bird Brain. Yes, I know that's not the Japanese name for the Monstructor ones because I honestly can't pronounce those names at all. If anybody can, kudos, seriously. Anyhow, here is Ice Pick. Oh, sorry, not Ice Pick. Bird Brain. It's not bad. When I first got him, he was casted in red. All the black was red, and the white was white. So I just left the white. Put a Decepticon emblem on his crotch because I plan on buying repro labels to put on him because there's a repro label that goes here on his chest. So that's what happens. Once you look at the kind of a head sculpt he's got, these really didn't have the greatest head sculpt in the world, but I had to do something with the faces because these were all black, and I was like, no, I'm not going to leave it black because it's supposed to be red, and yeah. But anyhow, I think I did okay on the actual paint job on him. Anyhow, let's go into transforming this guy into his monster beast thing. I don't know. You come up with a name. Anyhow, first thing I do is I move his little paws forward. Then I move this head all the way up, just like so. Then I will move these back and push this forward at the same time. Kind of. Just because it's kind of a pain to try to push these all the way back. And there we go. There's Bird Brain in his monster mode. Now he does look kind of like a rhinoceros as far as I'm concerned. Sorry about the white kind of washing out. There we go. See a little bit of detail. I actually had to paint in the eyes. The eyes were not painted very well on this, and they were painted like a black or... yeah, it was black on this one. Spent way too many hours trying to paint this guy last night. It was crazy. But the paint finally dried enough for me to do an actual review, so I'd show them to you guys. Anyhow, I'm going to take... this is the real one. This is the real Bird Brain. It's the only part of Monstructor I own. The sword did not come with him. That actually came with the little knockoff dude that came with these guys. But he has the same transformation and everything. Thought I would show you guys a size comparison between the two to show you guys exactly how big these guys are compared to the originals. The originals were very tiny. These were almost Micromaster size, which is pretty neat. I'm quickly transforming him because he has the same transformation as that knockoff I just showed you. He's got yellow eyes. But, as you can see, if I had Monstructor, they're in like some crazy colors. But that kind of gives you a size comparison right there. I mean, the guys are... they're so much bigger. They're like triple the size of these guys. Which is great because this actually scales with like your Devastator and all your G1 combiners. It really scales well. That's why I was like, I have to paint this thing because this thing's way too awesome. But, anyhow, there's Bird Brain in monster mode. Anyhow, let's move on to... let's do Ice Pick. Here's Ice Pick. Ice Pick is also known as the leader of the group. When I got him, he was casted in yellow and white. He's supposed to be casted in this color, actually. But he's not too bad. I had to paint the head sculpt there. Put a little bit of yellow in there because it literally had no paint. But anyhow, it's not bad. Pretty cool looking bot. So, I'm going to transform him into his monster. It's really simple. take this portion here and you flip it backward into there, and then put this bit down. Now, something to let you know about the plastic quality of these guys is actually really good. It reminds me of the real chunky type of transformers you've got. Nothing feels like it's going to break, which is great. And also, the joints are all fairly pretty tight, and they're not too hard to repair either, because most of the joints are either on a pin or they're sunk in here where you take a screwdriver out and throw a little bit of nail polish or something on there if you have to tighten something, but you really don't have to. After I put the paint on this thing, it made it like extra tight, so I've been kind of careful. But anyhow, there he is in his monster mode. Painted his little eyes there for him, because he needed them painted, because he had no paint. But anyhow, it's got a little Decepticon emblem there put on. Not bad. He makes a pretty cool little bot. There's size comparison. Go. Now, let's move on to... Let's do Bristleback and get him knocked out. Bristleback. Don't ask me, it's weird. If you've seen the dinosaurs these things go into, it kind of makes sense. This is supposed to be like a, I want to say it's like a Stegosaurus. Might be an Ankylosaurus. Can't remember. Anyhow, here he is. He does not, I actually had to paint his white and his green because he was casted in yellow and dark blue, which I'm like, I don't know where they even came up with those colors. But there's his head sculpt. So you can tell some of the paint here didn't really do very well on this one when I painted it. So I apologize for my shoddy paint job I did. But I had to put this guy in, you know, the right colors. When you have them combined, it really looks good. It looks a lot better. The reason why I'm not actually going to try to get the original ones is because they all suffer from gold plastic syndrome. Both versions do. So until Hasbro decides to do a re-release of these guys, you're not going to see me buying the original, because they went, I think the last time I priced it, they had 2 parts of Dinoking on eBay for like $250 a piece. And I'm like, no. Yeah, it might be complete, but no. And Monstructor, you're going to pay, you know, about $150 to $200 for an incomplete one that you're going to have to find parts for. I mean, just the head alone for this guy runs you about $50. So it's just something to kind of keep in mind if you guys do look at buying a knockoff versus the original. If you know the original's got GPS syndrome and you can get a knockoff that's in pretty good, you know, pretty decent quality plastic and such, and you want something that's own, I mean, these all virtually are identical to the original. There's no difference whatsoever on transformation or anything. So they didn't skim out on any of that, which is pretty neat. The only thing is, I wish they would have came with little weapons. I've seen a knockoff version of this that came with like micro-sized dinosaur things that came with it. They can't like fit inside of them or anything, but I mean, this thing was really oversized that they had there. It was supposed to be bigger than this one. But anyway, I'm rambling. Anyhow, let you look at Bristleback. He has the same transformation as Bird Brain. Real simple. Flip his head up. This portion here. Now, something to keep in mind whenever you do get this guy, or if you do decide to get him, these right here will do a lot of clicking. And when it happens, it pushes this back portion here loose. I have yet to figure out how to make that not happen. I've took it apart and I've filed already on these, and I still can't get the joints inside here to loosen up enough to keep it from doing that. So it's got to be something else. Anyhow, moving these legs down, this up and up and up. And up and up and up and up and up and up. Now keep in mind, when I did do this, until I actually took these guys fully apart, and it wasn't too bad to paint them, but keep in mind, if you do decide to paint them, put a lot of paint on, it's going to be very tight. But there is Bristleback in his beast mode. See, he's got two little red eyes there. I had to paint the red eyes. I think the green looks really, really good. I mean, this is identical to the way Dinoking actually looks. I mean, it's the same colors. I used every bit the same color all the way throughout the entire bot. So, as you can see, you can see a little bit of yellow right there. It kind of scraped away from this thing here hitting it. But, yeah, I mean, it was casted in yellow and blue and just made no sense. I know Blunghole did a review of this guy, but I wanted to do a custom version to show you guys how good this could actually be if you put some time into it. Alright, moving on to, let's see, what should we do next? Let's do Scowl. Scowl. Here's Scowl. Now the only difference between this one and the original, he had silver on his toes, silver on his chest. I got rid of it because it's not supposed to have it. It's supposed to be plain Jane like this. The other thing is, red head. I painted the head. Other than that, this is exactly what the bot looks like when you get it out of the package. So I didn't have to do any paint, nothing to this. This blue is actually really close to the same color blue that the original is. So I was like, I'm not going to try to paint that over because that's just ridiculous. But it matches and does very, very well. Does a very good job. Yeah, it's got a lot of molded detail. Most of these, if I didn't show you the back, but the back actually has molded detail on the back plates on these things too. So they didn't really skimp out on much on these things at all. I mean, if you look at the original had hollow bits inside of it too. I mean, look at the arms. Arms and the legs both have hollow bits. So, I mean, it's like they literally took the same mold, blew it up, built it, and sent it out. But anyhow, transformation to this guy. It's just like this. His arms, just like Ice Pick, you can move these back and forth. Up and down. These kind of have like a clickety type feel to it, which is kind of nice. Kind of like that. But and I also painted the little eyes on this guy too. But there's Scowl. Moving on to Wildfly. Here's Wildfly. Pretty decent little robot. Can't really complain much here. I mean, it really does look like a robot with, you know, beast thing on its chest, stuff like that. It's got little wings. Decepticon emblem goes on his back. It's got this really, really weird looking chest plate, and then the head sculpt that I painted yellow because that's what color it's supposed to be. But I didn't do any air paint other than that and the red eyes on his chest. Simple transformation to this dude. It was just like so. Flip this back around. A lot of these are identical. It's a lot of flip this and there you go. Flip this, there you go. That's what I do like about these guys is they've got very, very, very decent transformations. At least they kept them uniformed. And there you go. If you guys like G1 goodness, this is pretty decent stuff. Do like it. Like it a lot. Oh. I'm going to show you, this is the little guy that came with the set. This is just a little miniature Wildfly. He came with a sword that actually does fit in his hand. And this is surprisingly in scale with the originals, which makes me wonder if they actually have a real version of this hanging around somewhere, like a complete one. Now I know I watched Collector 75. He got a different one of this guy. He didn't get this particular one. He got actually a different bot. So that tells me that there's probably a random bot thrown in every one of those. That is basically a downsized version of this, which is actually the original scale of what these should have been. But anyhow, this guy actually does transform too. He transforms just like his original self. Sadly, he's in these crazy colors. But there you go. There is the miniature Wildfly. And he does have a combiner port right in the middle of the chest. Just like the oversized one. So, you see the two together. It's not bad. Pretty cool little bot. Last but not least, we're going to move on to Slog. Here's Slog. Very weird. He is a big fat chunkster. Of course, you can probably guess he's the mid-torso of the entire group. Of course he is. He was casted in red and white, and the chest plate thing here on his back was actually painted all black with some green, and it looked hideous, and I was like, no, it's not right. So you take a look at the head sculpt, if I can get it to focus on it. Of course it's black and it doesn't want to focus, but there's a head sculpt. You can kind of see how my paint job didn't really come off the best, but it still works. Anyhow, the only difference between this guy and Monstructor version, this part here is casted in gold plastic. This part here is casted in gold plastic, but it's got like a purple drawn all the way around the sides of it, and the head sculpt is painted a little different color. That's it. That's the only difference between this one and Dinoking. Which I was like, they could have really put more time into these things, but this is exactly what Dinoking's looks like. Identical. Same colors and everything. It's just black, gold, and white, which simple to me is better anyhow. Always has been. It's like these Bayformer transformers. Yes, I'm going to talk some crap here. Those things are a pain in the butt to transform. If I can transform this in like 3 seconds, I'm happy. If it takes me 20 minutes to transform one transformer, come on. Nobody's having fun with that. But anyhow, I'm going to quickly transform him into his beast mode. Do that by pushing the head forward, and flipping him around. Flip this portion here up, and then move his arms forward. Just like so. They're very tight, because I was silly and should have probably shaved those down. But there you go. It's identical, same thing. The great thing about this is you don't have to deal with gold plastic syndrome. And I painted gold, and it's just as gold as the gold plastic is, honestly. There's really no difference. It's just oversized. I do plan on getting repro labels, like I said, so when I get those in, I'll do some update pics and throw them up on Twitter and Facebook for you guys, that way you guys can see that. But anyhow, there's Slog in Beast Mode. When we return, I will do a entire combination of these guys and show you guys the cool stuff that they do. Alright?
Good hit! God, it's hot.
Why don't you turn on the AC?
I can't, it's busted.
Well, in that case, why don't you give these guys a call?
Break air conditioning?
Oh yeah, man, they're great. They've been around for 34 years. Family owned and operated, and they're licensed and insured.
Do you do good work?
They do great work. Customer service is #1 in these guys' book. They're prompt, and they have a huge inventory for anything you might need.
I'm calling them right now. That was great.
Don't worry, guys, I got this. You ready to beat the Florida Heat?
Come on.
on. Come on. Hit him. Hit him. Come on. Yeah, come on. Where are you going? Hit him. Yes. Yeah. You man.
And we're back. Oh yeah, it's combination time. Let's do this. Okay. First things first, we're going to take ice pick. Ice pick. Take ice pick. Flip his feet back out. Fold his arms in. Forms a kind of a, I don't know, dual peg thing. And we're going to move his arms in just like so. Just like that. Then we stand him on his head. Yes, you're the leader. You're going to stand on your head. I don't know. I didn't design this thing. Anyway. I'm going to take this foot plate. Oh. Foot plate! Big, gigantic foot plate. Has 2 holes here. And this big, gigantic thing here. This is where the head rests. And then you force it in there, just like so, to form a foot. Big, gigantic boot! Take a boot to the face! To the face! Ah! Sorry. Scowl! Take scowl. That's the head moving around. If you hold the head, it doesn't make noise. It's like he's talking to you. Sorry. Have fun with my toys. Who cares? Anyway, here we go. Put this down. Same thing as ice pick. But peg holes, you know where this is going. There we go. There, boom. To the face. To the face. To the. Sorry. Moving on. Bird brain. Take bird brain. Flip that up. Flip this up. Flip this down. Flip this down. And flip this thing all the way here. We are building a torso. So you take this big chunk thing. Looks like a pair of shorts. And you force this guy in just like this. You actually have to be kind of careful when you do this because, well, on mine I have to because I painted it. But if you actually have the real one, you don't really have to be as careful. But slip it all the way down in there. Should come down to a resting point just like that. And we got a torso. So let's attach some legs. Take this leg. It's got these little holes here on the sides, as you can see. Then we got these 2 posts here, 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 and here. So what you do is you slide this over. Yes, hollow part goes forward. And then you just kind of work it in there and make it click into the little holes. If I can get it to click. Oh, come on, man. Oh, there we go. It don't fall off either. Same here. You guys know where this is going. No floppy leg syndrome. No floppy leg syndrome. Anyhow. We're going to take good old slog. We're going to rip him open just like this. And you're going to take his head, push it back through, stick up so that way it's facing backward. Then, got this hole in between. See? I can see you. The hole. you're going to take this part here, bird brain, and shove it to the hole. I know it's weird. It's almost like he's kind of like a brain master. Except for he plugs into the spine of him. I don't know, this is getting weird. Anyway. Then we are going to take... yeah. Wildfly. Alright. Deal here with Wildfly is you pretty much leave his legs where they are when he's in beast mode. Other way you flip it out. Anyhow, you flip these around just like so. Actually, I have to move his... I actually sometimes have to move the arm out like this because I like symmetry. I'm very picky about things. And then you got this portion right here, which this will peg into. Just like so. It forms an arm with a fist. That's not a middle finger. If anybody's thinking that. You know what that is? It's a laser gun! Sorry. Anyhow, we're going to take him. Take this big gigantic square peg and we're going to plug it into this square peg. Just like that. It don't fall off! The weakest one, bristleback. His back is messed up. I just think it's ironic. Anyway. You move this up. And you move this up. Like so. And you do the same thing here. And then you guys know where this is going. You got this whole configuration thing here. We got this. The big gigantic gun. Yes, I know. It's another fist. It's got a gun on the end of it. I'll let you guys get a look at this gun. It's pretty good. As far as I'm concerned, that is a winner in my book. It's really chunky too. It's like, it's one of those things that if the cat makes you mad, you could throw it at him. Oh. Use your imagination. I think you can actually hammer in things with that thing because it's so thick. Anyhow. Whole peg. You guys know where this is going. Oh wait. We're missing something. No, we're not. Head sculpt. This is identical. There is no difference between this and the real one. Actually, Monstructor has the same head sculpt as Dinoking. It's really weird. Anyway, the lips on this one were red when I got it. I had to paint them silver. Sorry, I don't deal with lipstick on my bots. It's just weird, guys. It's just weird. Anyway, it's got this big gigantic hole here in the bottom. Yeah, peg this over Slog's head. Just like that. And there we go. There's Dinoking, aka Monstructor, and ginormous stomp you in the face mode with gigantic boots of stomping power! Anyhow, what I'm going to do is a size comparison. Let's do a size comparison, shall we? Let's. Oh yeah! He measures up pretty good with him now. I actually like the idea that this guy is just a tad bit taller than him. But it's pretty awesome that he's this big. Because if you would have actually had the real one comes to about right here. It's crazy. It's like this short. It's like crotch height with him. Don't ask me. And since Bruticus is in the spirit of things, I know most of you guys probably have this guy or are going to have him. There we go. There's Bruticus Claws, or whatever you want to call him. It's a great bot. It's an awesome bot. I don't care what anybody says. This thing is still cool. It's a great Hasbro product. It doesn't fall apart. You don't fall apart either, Abominus. You just don't like to stand up sometimes. Don't ask me. He's old and decrepit. Anyhow, on to my recommendations. Yes, yes, and yes. Buy this guy. You can't go wrong. You really can't. He's a very, very good bot. I honestly think that this version that I got is actually not a bad toy. It's got decent plastic quality. It does come, I mean, when you do get it, yeah, you might have to break out. I mean, come on. Exacto knife. Might have to break one of these out. And if you decide to go all crazy and customize them like I did, do it. Or if you just don't want to do that, but you want to detail a few things, break out a Sharpie. Works too. Anyhow, for the price point, yeah, get him. It's not bad. I paid about, I'll say about $20 off of eBay for this guy. And then turn it back around and put maybe about $3 or $4 of paint on him. But then again, I have model paint, so it really didn't cost me anything there. But anyhow, if you're pretty handy dandy with customization, this is a great, great bot to buy to try to customize to actually make it into Dinoking. Just because, honestly, there's only one bot you have to do a full repaint on. There's a half repaint here, half repaint there, and virtually the other two, you just scrape off a little bit of paint that shouldn't be there and paint a few bits that should have been, and bam. What do you got? A G1 Monstructor that will normally cost you about $1,400. Collect them all! Anyhow, this has been Plasticon. This has been another crazy review. And this is me, signing off. Peace out. Ha ha. Catch you guys later.